Hello guys, welcome back to another Let's Play with VR Roundtable. Steve here, and I am playing something that you can't find on the US PlayStation Store. You have to download this from the Chinese store, which means you have to make a Chinese account. And it is called Ancient Amuletor. I think that's how you say it. Amulet, it's like an amulet. Amuletor. Anyways, it is a kind of a tower defense game. And it is basically a lot like, if any of you have seen Longbow from the lab that's available on the HTC Vive. You have a couple characters. I'll start out with the bow character. But you got 6 waves, at least in this demo, and it's pure tower defense. You're trying to stop the bad guys from taking out these crystals. And it's full 360 degree motion, although most of the action tends to kind of come in your front 180 degree space. So, really feels a lot like the longbow in that sense, in terms of using the bow. And then you can also be the sorcerer, and he's a lot harder to use, at least for me. You kind of have to create the spell, and then throw it. And then it just blows up sometimes, and I'm not sure why. Let me switch back to the bow chick. Now, inferior to the HTC Vive, the tracking isn't the best, which makes a game like this kind of challenging to pull off. That said, though, I don't have the best kind of space where my PlayStation is set up for VR. Upstairs in my office where I have my Vive, I have a lot more space, so I don't want to knock the PlayStation too much for it, but this game, I feel like I'm fighting the tracking more than anything. But onto the game itself. Aesthetically, it reminds me a lot of Wayward Sky, which is a game I recently was able to play. It's a little more soft in terms of total look, but it has that kind of high quality cartoon look. Like, it may be cartoony, but it doesn't bother me in the slightest. And I imagine if they could get this a little higher res. What the heck? You can kind of see my bow sometimes wobble around. And like right now, I could take these guys out without issue if it wasn't for the tracking. Now, I've played a lot of longbow. And I feel like it's a tracking every time. It's like right as I'm about to release a shot, it kind of wobbles. But, you know, my camera's down low and it's pointing up at an angle, which isn't the best, but it's what works for this room. I'm strongly considering relocating my PlayStation VR up to my office since I don't play traditional non-VR games much anymore. There's not much of a reason to have it down here in my media room. And sometimes the waves are slow to come. So you can hear these guys, they come from behind you. But if I turn around and try to, like, I'm completely lost, I kind of have to wait for them to come around. And even here, I can't get them. Didn't even mean to do that. I'm not doing too bad, given the... death. Not sure what that... Oh, it kills them all. I haven't seen that yet. Another one of those? Cool. Alright, looks like I survived that wave. Well, the music is really good. It's got this real, as you might expect, kind of upbeat, cinematic Egyptian theme, and I really do like the art style. You know, with the big pyramid back there and the paintings on the wall. You know, another game it reminds me a lot of aesthetically is Vanishing Realms, also on the HTC Vive, if you've played that game or seen that game, which is a very kind of Zelda-esque. Oh, that's what that does, it just drops them all dead on the spot. That's good. That arrow. Ooh, crept up here. Got him way back. Oh, that got his feet. So sometimes it's me, sometimes it's tracking. Oh, I didn't even see these guys. You gotta be on your toes. So it's got good. It's a good game. It really is, and especially since it's a free demo, everyone should check it out. Tracking. And you really can't go by my experience, again, because I don't have the best room scale space set up. But in order to get it, you have to create a PlayStation account on the Chinese PlayStation Store, not the Hong Kong. Don't be like me and waste your time creating a Hong Kong account, because that won't do it. It has to be Chinese. And you know, I'm not going to get into the details on how to do that. You can Google that and YouTube that, and it'll work just fine. And boom. Too hard. Got him. And these guys over here. Oop. What? Oh. It just took a while to die. Boom. So if you have a better space, you'll probably have a better experience. And a few people were talking about this on the PSVR subreddit, and honestly that's how I found out about it. It's not like I would just randomly choose to browse the Chinese PlayStation Store. And I'm glad I did check it out. Got him with the barrel. And tracking. What? So, I think I've completed that wave. I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off here. So, again, this is Steve from VR Roundtable, and this has been Ancient Amuletor, available for free, this demo, on the Chinese PlayStation Store. If you like the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, or follow us on Twitter at VR-Roundtable, or check us out on Facebook. You can search for us, VR Roundtable. And lastly, you can send us an email at vrroundtable@gmail.com. And we'll see you next time. Later.